ARESxGOD here, and it's time to talk about Vinland Saga. And again, we have an amazing episode here. But while I was super excited what was about to happen between Thorfinn and Canute, the reunion, we're gonna have to wait a bit for that. But I'm really liking that it wasn't that easy. Not that I was expecting him to just show up there and be able to see Canute instantly. There's gonna be a long road and a very risky one for him to get there. We're gonna get into that. But besides all of that, which I loved in the episode, I feel like the MVP, my favorite part of this episode, and the most important character has to go to Olmar. He was amazing in this episode and showing how far he has come with everything that has happened. Just Olmar, a man amongst men over here. We have all of the fighters, but he impressed me the most in this episode. So let's get into it and talk about it. Now, at the beginning, we see kind of the aftermath of everything that happened on both sides. Canute looking over the dead bodies there, even Floki wanting his own people to go and pillage the farms, but Canute still has a bit of mercy in him, so to say, even saying, no, I'm gonna reward you in some other way. He doesn't want the farm to be pillaged. And I really like when we have Svein showing up, the scenes there, the dynamic, the lighting, the camera, it looks so great. Seeing him mocking Canute, telling him keep on killing until the road of corpses reaches paradise. And the curse of the crown is very real, but every time we see those scenes, they're so powerful, and how much Canute has changed, but there's still a sliver in him left there, and I'm so excited to see what's going to happen when he comes face to face with Thorfinn, but that's gonna have to wait a bit. Now we also have Einar still grieving at Arnhide's grave, and that last episode still hit very hard with the goodbye, the pain that we had there. And I truly understand you, Einar, and it hurts, and I can only imagine what somebody that has lost another person in something, in a situation like that, must be going through. It's unbearable, but he still pushes through. He's still very worried about Thorfinn, and we're gonna get to Einar also. Now, after that, we see the real aftermath, so to say, what happened with the massacre. We see the farmers' side, and that was they were mutilated, killed in pain, destroyed. This is war. This is the reality of war, what's happened. And this wasn't even an actual fight. It was a massacre. They didn't stood a chance to begin with. They were completely outmatched, outpowered, out everything in this situation. And so many people lost their lives, their families, their limbs, just destroyed their lives because of Kettle being an idiot. Of course, Canute started this. He's to blame also very much, so he did this out of his own plans and machinations. But this could have been avoided. This result of so many people losing their lives if Kettle wasn't an idiot. And we have probably one of the most mature characters that we've seen right now in the series, and considering where he started, being the village idiot, literally, and I said that I liked Olmar so much. He was probably the most normal character we've seen in the series. We've had flamboyant, exaggerated characters, warriors, kings, smart characters, planning, but he was the most normal human, so to say, scared, young, and being an idiot. We've all been there as him, but not in a situation like this, because when I saw Olmar looking all over the death that was in front of him, just hitting him, all of it at once there, and even that girl was such a powerful scene with her being there telling him, my father's hands are gone, looking at him over for leadership and things like that. Since Kettle is no longer there, calling him young master, and the father during all of that pain still didn't lash out at him, didn't blame him for what happened. He was still thinking of his family, telling him, please take care of my family, and he just couldn't handle all of it, coming all of it at once. Even scared, he hallucinated one of the guys that mocked him, that Thorgil killed there, and he just broke down, started vomiting, and it's more than understandable in that situation, considering what he had in front of him, what he witnessed, what happened, how many people lost their lives there. But what hit even harder was honestly that girl, still worried about her father, she still went over to him to comfort him, to take care of him, telling him, hey, take care of yourself, are you feeling okay? Just showing that even in a situation like that, there's still good in people, and very innocent people don't deserve something like this, and they always pay the price for people that have power. And Sverkel said it best in this episode also, and we're gonna get to that, but innocent people don't deserve this, and this is the truth of war. Doesn't matter who's right, who's wrong, there's always innocents that pay the price here. And he finally realized everything that was in front of him, and we're gonna get to Olmar. Like that's why I said he was the best part of the episode, when we have the conversation with Snake, Sverkel, Thorgil, all of them talking what they're gonna do next. And I wanted to slap the old hag, the wife of Kettle. She was like throwing a tantrum, we're not gonna surrender, I don't want to be exiled. Shut up, how many people lost their lives? You're very similar to Kettle, you deserve each other, honestly there. And even Thorgil still being smug, I like you Thorgil, but you're kind of dumb in this situation, you just want to fight for the sake of fighting, and I get it, but saying he still wants to fight there. And the most imposing scene that we had in the entire episode came from Sverkel, when he said, hey, it's not up to you, even looking at Kettle, it's not up to him, it's up to the successor. And I was like, no way. And then we have Olmar coming in and him being the successor, and I'm like, thank you. How far Olmar has come is just amazing, and him making the choice that needed to be done a long time ago. Even Snake looking at him and Olmar choosing surrender there, and even saying and admitting everything, saying, yes, it's embarrassing, but I'm scared of people dying, I'm scared of me dying. Very real things there. I just want this to be over. And Thorgil tried to goad him into it, telling, hey, this is your fault, this started because of you. But Olmar actually doubled down, and more respect to Olmar, what he did here. Very few people can take responsibility like this, even when it's their fault, let alone when it's partially his fault, but Canute kind of started all of this, and he still says, taking responsibility, yes, it's my fault for starting this, but I still want this to be over, taking responsibility. And even Thorgil backing up a bit there, saying, sorry, I know the king wanted this, but he still wants him to fight. Telling him, you always wanted to fight, show me that courage again. And I'm like, Thorgil, I get it, but you're witnessing your brother in front of you being a better, bigger man than you. Yes, you're a better fighter, no question, but what Olmar did here, you do not have the courage to do. And Thorgil going on, this is true honor, when you're fighting is more important than your life. And no, Olmar calling him out on his bullshit, that's not courage. I just screwed up, and I admitted and started admitting all of his faults. And this is something very hard to do for everybody. All of us have dodged admitting when we've made mistakes, when we've did something wrong, all of our faults there. But for Olmar to go that hard there, he is the MVP of this episode. And considering where he started, he was just a joke, the village idiot of a character, and right now he's probably one of the characters I respect the most in the entire series. And he said he still agrees to go ahead with the surrender. And he has to go to tell Canute, and Snake goes with him and tells everybody, you can mock me, but even Snake telling him, I won't mock you. So he earned Snake's respect, which the look that Snake had on his eyes there, just amazing. And I hope we're gonna get a Snake episode at some point, some flashbacks with him also. But Olmar, you have my respect here. And yeah, awesome again from Vinland Saga. And this was not everything in the episode. Even Thorgil after that decides to leave, calling them cowards, see you later. And now, is he actually just gonna leave and fuck off into Narnia, or is he gonna go alone after Canute, or try to do something else? I honestly don't know, but by the way he left, I don't think he's going to fight, but I'm really curious what he's going to... There's no way he's going back to serve Canute after everything that happened, even though Canute wanted, he said it last episode, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. I hope we're gonna see Thorgil again. I still think he is an assassin gonna kill him. I don't know, I kept saying he's going to die, but I'm really curious right now what's going to happen with Thorgil. But by the way he left, I think he's just gonna go off and abandon everything. I hope I'm wrong about that, but I'm curious what's going to happen with Thorgil. Now, like I said, the most important thing that was said in this episode came from Sverkel, talking to Kettle, telling him, look at it here. Basically, I'm paraphrasing a bit, telling him power corrupts, and that's very true, but this is coming from me a bit same as with money and power. I think that, sure, they corrupt, but I think they more show the true person, the true colors of the person that gains power or gets money. That's why when I hear money changes you, no, money kind of reveals who you really are. Or when you get power, that's when you see what type of person you are here. And telling him, in exchange for your farm, your son has become a man, referring to Olmar. And that's very, very true. Olmar, MVP of this episode here. But that was the first half of the episode, so to say. Now we have Einar rushing over to Thorfinn, trying to get to stop him after he talked to Leif, and finding out that Leif trusts Thorfinn. He believes in him, that he will come back and he's gonna stop the fighting there, which I'm really curious. I hope Leif and Thorfinn are gonna have more time together, considering how much they've been apart and how hard Leif has been looking for him this entire time, and everything they've been through. I hope this is not gonna be the last time we see Leif. Now we have Thorfinn at the camp there, getting mocked by everybody when he asked to see the king, telling them he was very polite, calm, and well spoken there. He wasn't aggravating anyone. He even told him his name, Thorfinn, son of Thors, and the king should know my name. I just want to see him. And we have one guy, Drot, being the resident asshole there, trying to start a fight with him, mocking him, calling him stinky, he's a slave, you're useless, just leave, you shouldn't be here, or you're gonna die. And even getting mocked by his own friends because he couldn't really stop Thorfinn thereafter. He even punched him. Thorfinn still was very calm there. He didn't responded back or countered with everything. But the curious thing that happened here, we have Canute. His reaction was kind of surprising a bit. I was expecting him to at least get closer to see what was happening. When he got notified what was happening and he asked for the name of the person that was causing the ruckus, Wolf tells him, and the reaction, the shock, the surprise on his face, and touching his scar there on near his eye. But you won't see Thorfinn. He refuses to see Thorfinn, which this just shows is not gonna be as easy for Thorfinn to get there. And Canute is kind of hesitating to see Thorfinn. I'm thinking maybe he's a bit scared to face him, considering everything that has happened, everything that he did right now, and everything that he did to Thorfinn. As hardened that as Canute is right now, I think that Thorfinn is one of the single persons left in the world that knows the real Canute or how he was in the past, and their reunion is gonna be very, very interesting, and I can't wait for it. That's gonna be amazing when we get to that episode. And even Floki, when he heard that, there's no way, son of Thor's, you have no idea, Floki, and I hope you're gonna get what's coming to you. You're probably the main villain of the series. Everything kind of started because of you, and yeah, but that's probably the main plot of the story. We're gonna get to that at some point. But now we have Thorfinn trying his best to get to Canute. Drought just throwing attacks left and right, and Thorfinn just dodging there like Matrix. But he gets distracted for 1 second when he overhears something, and he gets punched. And then that's the perfect moment for Einar to show up, worried there. And Einar, I love you, Einar. I'm glad you're there. But what Thorfinn said was just amazing between them. When Thorfinn found out they were betting on how many punches he was gonna be able to resist before he dies or he faints over, and he decides to bet on himself. If he wins, he wants to see the king, but the bet kind of escalated quite a lot. He has to resist 100 punches, which I know, Thorfinn, you're very strong and you took a beating probably your entire life, but just 100 straight punches, especially from that guy that he's even called Drought the bear killer, and he looks like a mountain. Yeah, he's probably gonna look like a sandbag after all of this. But the powerful thing he said when he was talking to Einar was just perfect throughout the entire season. Just the build up that we had after this moment, and how much everything has changed and moved Thorfinn, and for him to actually say it out loud and admit it to Einar and acknowledge it to himself, saying, I'm glad I ended up on this farm, thanking everybody that was there for him, the kindness he received, being glad he met Einar and everybody else, and just saying, I want to return the kindness. Just the difference we have right now in Thorfinn, how much everything has changed him. Consider what type of a person, I can't even say he was a person, he was just like a machine back in season 1, just one focus just to get his revenge, and then losing even that, his only purpose in life. And right now with just season 2 has been just simply amazing, and seeing Thorfinn, how much it has affected him, just I need more like this, more Vinland Saga like this, and him going through it, his determination there, and saying there's a trick to getting hit and I'm used to it. And yeah, he's more than used to it, but still 100 punches, I know it's gonna be very hard. And that guy blowing a gasket there, Drought, he's gonna go hard on him, but yeah, wouldn't have it any other way. As easy for him to get to Canute, and I can't wait for that episode to happen. And amazing Olmar MVP of this episode, and also the acknowledgement from Thorfinn, everything that has happened so far. Vinland Saga again, with such epic stories and characters that we have right here. I'm really curious what you guys thought about this episode. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the previous videos. Also, let me know down in the comments below what you think right now about Olmar, how far he has come, and also Thorfinn, how far he has come also, and what do you think with Canute, his reaction here and his choice not to see Thorfinn. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. And make sure to check out the podcast, Because Anime. And as always, keep enjoying Vinland Saga. I'm gonna see you again in the next one. Bye bye.